Gary, thanks for taking time out of your day.
You're welcome.
Hey, tell me first about the first time that you were introduced to Firebolt.
First time I was introduced to it when I came down here, you guys did a demonstration, and it was interesting and fascinating, and I liked the way it worked.
Okay. So what was your thoughts the first time you seen it? I mean, was it for you, not for you?
Fire extinguishers are always useful, and the fact that it can work quick and the fact that it can work with hot stuff and hot fires, and I liked what I saw.
Okay.
I liked what I saw.
So you bought 10 of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about the reason why you called me that morning.
Well, if I were to put a label or a title on that day, it would be the day I almost burned my house down.
Okay.
My wife was on vacation visiting her sister in Alaska, and I was all home by myself, alone. But before I tell you about the day I almost burned my house down, let me tell you about the day I did burn my duck blind down.
Okay.
And nothing had ever happened to me before like that. And it was a fire situation, and like you always hear, holy moly, can it go fast and quick in the blink of an eye. It was a couple years ago. It was a real cold day. It had been warm, and a front came through, and I thought, oh boy, the ducks are going to fly. So I was down at the duck blind all by myself with my dog, and I was hunting a blind that is not too far from my house, and it's got 5 or 6 years of dry grass put on it every year. No brush, no branch, just dry grass. And there it was, this whole big ball of dry grass. And it's a low blind, so you got to squat down and get it. So I got down in there, crawled in there, got in there, got sat in my chair there, and it was cold, real cold. I bet it was 20, 25 degrees.
Okay.
It hadn't froze up yet out in front of me. And I was, oh boy, it was nice and cozy in there. I said, let me get my heater going. A 20-pound cylinder on a propane heater, you know. And you know how them heaters are, we all know about that. You turn the heater on, and then by the time you get and that's what it did. And I've done this before. There's a million little pieces of grass hanging down in there. And you kind of pick them out, and the problem is you jerk one out, and 2 more come down. So there's always some hanging down. And I turned that on, reached out there, poof, and it poof, went like that. And like I said, I've done it before. One little strand of grass, got a little spark on it, burned it, and I've done that a few times. I'm like, ooh, 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 I put it out. I don't know how it happened so fast. A little spark went up there, got onto another one, and in a nanosecond, I had flame going, and that was it. That was it. It just started burning, and it burned fast. It was this big, that fast. I crawled out of the blind real quick, got my dog, she was afraid to come out, got my dog, get out there, and that whole blind was engulfed, like 8-10 feet long, it was engulfed in this huge fireball. I thought, shit, my shotgun. And my shotgun was still in there, laying up like this, like you said, shotgun. I went in kind of low, about 3/4 of my butt, and I got the bottom of that stock and drug it back out, had my gun. When I got it, and that thing burned down, I'm telling you, Mark, it was over with in a minute, or less. All that was sitting there was a 2x2 frame smoldering, and I'm standing there in the wind. The wind was really blowing hard. I'm standing there going, well, I'll be dang. So anyway, I went, got on my 4-wheeler and drove home. And didn't shoot any ducks. I didn't have any ducks to clean, you know how that goes. But anyway, that fire was so hot and so quick, but so hot, it melted the bead off the end of my shotgun. It's a ceramic bead. And I went to take my choke out to check my choke, couldn't get it out. Make a long story short, I brought it to a gunsmith. He could not get it out. It was welded, the old time way of welding with heat. It was welded in, and I thought, man, should I have had a fire extinguisher in there. So anyway, to the story where I almost burned my house down. So we've all got a little fire experience, but that was an interesting thing. Gee whiz. So anyway, I'm frying fish. I got a brand new cast iron skillet for Father's Day, and I'm using it for the first time. And it's a smaller one, it's about 10 inches. And I decided at the last minute, I want some fish.
Mhm.
My wife's gone, everyone's gone, I'm home by myself. I'm gonna eat fish tonight. And so I unsawed some fish real quick in the microwave and battered them up and put grease in the pan. And I knew when I put the grease in there, I put a little too much, but I thought, no, whatever, I'll deep fry them. And turned the burner on high, electric burner, turned it on high, battered my fish up, had a couple good-sized fillets, pretty big ones, and I was kind of in a rush, I was rushing, and I leaned in there and splat! I dropped that first fillet in and it hit it slopped a whole bunch of grease out the other side of the pan, like a whole bunch. And I went, ooh, 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 ooh. And I expected it to burst into flame, but it didn't. I thought, well, whatever. So I went ahead and threw the rest of the fillets in there and not thought of it. Within, I don't know, 20 seconds, 50 seconds, it did erupt. And it erupted in a flame about this. I got cabinets right about here. It erupted in a flame about like this, about half around the pan. Pretty good flame. I went, ooh, ooh, ooh. But I've had that once or twice before. And I got down on it and I thought, well, I'll blow it out. Because that's happened once. And it went twice as big. And I was thinking about that yesterday, thinking about coming in here. I thought, well, I've done that before, and why didn't that work? But that fire was burning hot enough. And then I'm old enough, and I don't quite have the force.
Hot air anymore.
Yeah, I don't have that much hot air anymore. But anyway, it really got going. I went, whoa, 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 whoa. And the cabinet's right there. I reached in the cabinet, got another frying pan, and put a frying pan over that frying pan,
Okay.
and it went out.
Because that's what we're trained to do, right?
Yeah.
Blow on a fire, put it out.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
cover it
as
with
soon as I
something.
removed the pan, boom, it came right back. I don't know where the flame, it was burning from around there. I had a bigger frying pan, but as soon as I removed it just immediately, and it was about this big. And I put the pan on there again, held it for a second, reached around, turned the burner off, and then I took the pan out and it just erupted in a flame again. And it was even bigger. And I remember thinking, Gary, the next thing you do to try to put this fire out, it better be the right thing or you're in trouble. That was my last kind of thought. And I thought, fire extinguisher. And I got a fire extinguisher, and my last thought was, even though I wanted to put it out, was, oh man, I hate to push that thing on in the whole kitchen and stuff. And I thought, wait a minute. It's a true story. I thought, wait a minute. I got that fire extinguisher I got from Mark at that demonstration, and I was smart enough, surprisingly. I set it right on a table that's right kind of where the other fire extinguisher hangs out, and I turned my back on the fire. Boy, it was up there. Turned my back on the fire. There that fire extinguisher was. That little beautiful little thing. Took a half a step over there, got it, came back, and I thought, well, I don't know. I guess you just push the button. And I also remember shooting at the bottom of the flame because I've got no experience of putting fires out with fire. I hit that thing just like this, which is why I called it. Gone. It just went out that fast, and I went, holy moly. It didn't splatter real bad, didn't make a bad mess, and it was out, and I waited for it to come back. It just blasted it just right with how it came out of there and what it did. I was about maybe this far away from it, and it just put it out immediately. I went, holy moly, because I was that close to being in trouble. That was the last thought. I'll never forget that thought. You're going to have one more chance to do something, and it better be the right thing, or you're in trouble.
Deb's gonna be bad when she gets back from the last
one. And I'll bet you those house fires, the kitchen fire, I'll bet they're just like that duck blind. I bet it goes quick, and that's where you get in trouble. You think, you got to do the right thing. You got to have a fire extinguisher on. And so anyway, I told you about that, but it was kind of unbelievable, and the cleanup was. I looked there and whatever it was just, there was some splatter and a little bit, it was nothing. I cleaned up with a wash rag and some paper towels, lifted up the stove and got up underneath it. There was more oil under there than what I thought, burning. I didn't burn up the elements on the stove or mess nothing up, and I thought, okay. And my wife was coming home that night.
Oh.
She was coming home that night, yeah. And there was a smell that came out of the fire extinguisher that, I don't know if it was a smell that came out of that, or if it was a smell from the fire burning the stuff, or what it was, but it wasn't a bad smell, it wasn't a terrible smell, but it was an odd smell. I went, uh-oh, she's gonna come home and smell that smell and go, hey, what happened here? But that smell went away in an hour, it was gone. Never smelled it again, so whatever that was, but it all worked real good, and I need some more of them.
Okay, I got it for you.
I do.
That's what I was going to ask. So,
it was unbelievable.
Seeing how good it works, is it one of those you've thought of a bunch of different places now that you would use it,
Yeah.
need it?
Yeah. Well, the first thing I did, that was 2 years ago, that I burned my duct blind down, and the first thing I did is get a fire extinguisher in there, but it's really, that's the fire extinguisher I want in there.
Okay.
I almost kind of, you had a demonstration when you put out a fire, went out quick, but I swear I'm going to start a fire just to make sure I understand and use one of those and spray on, just because, boy, oh boy, you can burn the whole house down.
Well, and the worst thing is the first time we use a fire extinguisher is when the fire's going.
Yeah.
You forget what to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many times you train.
Yeah.
You got your building on fire, you got your kitchen on fire. What do? Hup! Oh, got it upside down. Got it backwards. Am I shooting it myself?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. We don't train with them.
Yeah.
Now, I do have a line that is the compressed air foam systems. They're refillable, and we can train with those all the time because you're just refilling them. They're not the single use or one, like these are.
Yeah.
But absolutely, we can definitely look at it and see, and it doesn't matter if it is this extinguisher or one of the refillable ones. It's the same product. The Firebolt is what in there, and that's what it puts out. So I know I've kept you longer than what I told you would. What is one thing, if somebody was sitting there watching this go, I don't need one of those in my house. I have the traditional fire extinguishers. What is one thing you would tell them the difference is that impressed you or made you come back to me and say, I need more of them?
The thing that I think, one of the things that worked real good is I stepped over, grabbed it, picked it up, and it wasn't a large fire extinguisher. It was easy manipulable. I probably could aim it better. I could probably deal with it better. So that size, that was whatever ounce, it was that size right there. What size?
A 24 ounce.
Yeah. It was just the right size.
See, and this, 24 ounces, we know how much that weighs.
Yeah.
This will produce a little over 2 gallons of the foam.
Yeah.
That controls the heat. And that's what you had. So the fire triangle needs 3 things. It needs fuel, that was your grease. It needs air, well that's all around us. And it needs heat. So when you took that pan and put it over it, you deprived it of the oxygen. It burnt all the oxygen out. So it was missing one of the legs. The fire went away. Whenever you pulled it out, pulled that pan off, air went right back.
Yeah, and
the flames are back. Firebolt takes the heat away.
Because, when I didn't understand, I thought, oh man, you're in trouble. I did that pan twice. The second time, I left it on there for, 1001, 1002, 1003. And I didn't know if it was burning still underneath it.
It wasn't. The flames were gone.
Yeah.
Because it was deprived of oxygen.
Yeah.
A fire cannot breathe if it doesn't.
I was shocked, surprised, when I lifted that flame was right back that quick.
Yeah, because the air went right back to it.
And the heat was there.
Heat was there.
Oh, yeah.
But whenever you hit it with the Firebolt, it was gone. It's the same way whenever I did the demonstration and I had the rag soaked with the Firebolt and I held the torch and I put it right on it.
Yeah.
My hand didn't get hot.
Oh, yeah.
Because it stops the heat.
Yeah. But it was the thing that was lucky for me is it hit it and splashed on it. I guess it just hit it just right to where it went out quick.
Yeah.
Went out quick, and it stayed out. And I was just so impressed with it, and that's why I called you. I said, "You gotta be kidding! I almost burned my house down."
And luckily you did it.
Yeah, and to use the other one, I really don't have any. I don't have any experience putting fires out with those, but I've used them a little bit. Oh my gosh, what a mess! What a mess! What a mess! In a quick second or two, what a mess! And I don't know how they operate. If they
It'd be the same thing, but
Yeah.
with the traditional fire extinguishers, what it tries to do is manipulate the oxygen a little bit. But again, same as covering up, you're playing with the oxygen,
Yeah.
the air.
Yeah.
As soon as that goes back, that heat wasn't stopped,
yeah.
those flames would have come
Yeah.
right back.
But anyway, I was impressed. I've done a lot of things in my life and traveled around the world a couple times, and it was like, that worked. That worked really good on a subject that was a serious subject.
One other question. Was the fish saved?
You know, that's unbelievable you asked that, because what happened to the fish? It was a big, it was a fiasco. The fish had to be thrown away.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you had more fish.
Yeah, I had more fish,
Okay.
but I didn't continue my fish fry. That was the part. It was like,
I throw pizza in the oven.
yeah. Although I did have some more fish fries because I had eaten some before she came. That's all I did while she was gone. I ate fried fish and ice cream.
There you go. Can't beat that. Well, Gary, I appreciate taking
Yeah.
time out of your day.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
You have a good day.
Yeah, thank you.